Last Saturday, I woke up in a bit of a funk. You know, those days where you just don't feel like yourself. Now, I had planned when I woke up to film myself going through the strategies that I use to get myself out of that state. But when I started to think about what that would entail, it just felt like too hard. And that's exactly why I want to share with you my 4 really basic strategies that I use to get myself out of that kind of state so that my day actually becomes a valuable day where I can look back at the end and go, all right, that was an okay day. So if you ever wake up feeling off, stick with me. I'll walk you through what I do to turn my day around and what I do kind of step by step. So when I woke up, I immediately knew that I was not in a good place. And normally I am really happy, ready to go, full of energy. I'd had a good night's sleep, but there had been some things in the week leading up to Friday night and then into Saturday morning that just hadn't been fantastic. So it took its toll. But fortunately for me, there's 2 things that get me out of bed. One, I always need to go to the bathroom by that stage when I wake up. And 2, I have Oreo, who is very noisy and very assertive that she needs food because she's starving. So that at least gets me out of bed. And you know, I sleep up in a sleeping loft. So once I'm downstairs, going back up is just feels like way too much effort. So once I'm down, and the day has started. And then what gets me going on the day, no matter how I feel, is that I have a very strict, well, not strict, but I have a routine every morning. And that is that I make my breakfast and I have my cup of tea. And because I make the same breakfast every morning, yep, I'm one of those people, I have the same breakfast every morning, I kind of don't have to think about it. I go on automatic pilot, and automatic pilot is very powerful because it requires your brain no effort whatsoever. It's like it just presses play and things happen. A bit like how you end up brushing your teeth in the morning and in the evening. You don't think about it. It just kind of happens. So I make my breakfast, a bowl of yogurt with some nuts and seeds and some fruit and my cup of tea. And I ate my breakfast. And the reason that is so powerful to kind of keep going is that, 1, I haven't put a lot of energy into that. 2, it is a healthy breakfast. It's got good source of protein, good source of fiber, good source of fairly quick energy in the fruit. And the nutrition part is one of my other 4 strategies. And it also hits another one of my strategies, which is small achievements. So just by having that routine, I had already had something healthy to eat, and probably part of my was because my blood sugar levels were probably a little bit low after a long night of no food. And I achieved something. I had actually eaten my breakfast. And I'd fed the cat, by the way. That's the first thing I do after I've gone to the bathroom. So routines are very powerful to get you to achieve certain things. Now, normally my routine is after I've had my breakfast, I do a bit of yoga. I didn't get to it. That felt like too much hard work. Because that is the 4th strategy, and that is to somehow get to a point of movement. Because if it's very tempting that's also why I would never go back to bed after quickly going to the toilet and feeding the cat. because if you either sit or lie down, your brain interprets your body posture, and if it and it interprets your body posture in terms of how we're supposed to feel. And if you are sitting, especially if you're slumping, if you're half lying down or fully lying down and not feeling too crash hot, then your brain is interpreting that as, yeah, we're really not in a good place. Whereas if you get some movement going in your day, your brain interprets that as, okay, we're active, we're having something's happening, and we need to be alert. But the yoga was just too much trouble. So I ended up not doing yoga. And to be honest, when I feel like that, on a day like that, I am also kind to myself. I've learned that over a long time, that I also have to be kind to myself, but not too kind, because that doesn't get me out of this funk. So I then ended up with my next sort of part of my morning routine, which was have a shower. And so, of course, when you have a shower, you're moving. So I moved a little bit to the bathroom, but then, if you shower and you dry off and you do, your hair and you brush your teeth. I don't wear makeup anymore, so I didn't put any makeup on, but I did, and then I get dressed. This is another part of my routine that I picked up from my mum. My mum, in the last years of her life, was quite unwell. She had heart problems and couldn't really move much anymore, and got tired really, really quickly. And so, but she always had a shower and she got properly dressed, even though I always looked at it and went, you could just stay in some leisure wear. But no, she dressed up nicely, she had nice looking clothes on, and then had to spend the rest of her day mostly sitting in a chair. But she always got a shower and got dressed nicely, and I picked up on that as well. And so I do that every day. I don't stay in my jogging pants, I don't stay in an old t-shirt. I actually get dressed properly, and that's another small achievement. So now I've had my morning routine, which gets me going. I've had some healthy, nutritious food that really hits my what was depleted, and I have had a shower, so I definitely feel a bit refreshed, and I've dressed nicely. And even that tells your brain what's going on, right? So we need to kind of tell the brain that you might think you're in a funk, but actually there's no reason to be in a funk. So then the other things I focus on for a day like that are small achievements. And so one of the things I do on a daily basis, again, it's a routine, but it really helps, and that is I swept the floor. There was stuff on the floor that Oreo had gotten out of her litter tray. I used wood shavings, and so it was a bit messy, so I swept the floor. That is something I do every day. Normally I do it before my yoga, so that then I have a clean floor to do my yoga on, but I did it after I'd had a shower. And not only does that give me a little win, a little achievement, it also made me move. And what I find also helps is it makes the environment look clean and neat and tidy, and that also seems to put me in a much better mood. Instead of having to look at the floor and go, oh, it's a bit dirty. So, and I did that without sitting down after my shower. So after my shower, I made sure that I did not sit down after I'd done a few things. So I swept the floor, I quickly washed up my breakfast stuff, made sure that the kitchen was neat and clean and tidy, and then I had my coffee. And that's when I was allowed to sit down. But by that stage, I'd already achieved a number of things. So what I had was routines. And again, my coffee in the morning is also part of my routine. I had a healthy breakfast. I had movement. I was showered and dressed. So all those things were taken care of. And then the rest of the day, I was kind to myself. I didn't set very high expectations. My only big thing that I had to do that day was I had to go grocery shopping. And so the rest of the day, I focused on healthy eating. So I made sure I had a really healthy lunch. I avoided anything that I knew my brain kind of said I want, like chocolate. I could have easily gone for a number of cups of coffee, but no, I had one cup of coffee. I went for really, the energy I needed to expend was put into healthy food. And fortunately for dinner, because cooking would have been a little bit too much to ask, for dinner, because I batch cook, I still had a meal. I have always had meals in the freezer of things that I cooked before, so all I had to do was defrost that and heat it up, and I had a healthy home cooked meal in the evening as well. And that got me through. That got me from my funk when I woke up in the morning to not yee-haw and yay and happy and what have you, but to a point where at the end of the day I felt like I had a decent day. And as a result, I had a good sleep. And on Sunday, I woke up feeling my old self again. And I know that if I had given into it on Saturday, which I probably could have, because other than grocery shopping, there wasn't really anything that had to be done. But I know then that I would have gone to bed still feeling bleh, and then I would have woken up again, bleh, and I would have had another day that would have felt like a waste. So those are my really simple strategies to try and get myself out of this bleh day. Routines, I try to have follow as many routines as I have, as I can. Nutritious food, absolutely. The energy that I use is to avoid falling into the trap of rubbish food, because even as a nutritionist, I am tempted to go, and I go for the sweet stuff, so I avoid that. I set small achievements, and I look for small ways where I can do some movement, so that I don't just sit or hang on the couch. So let me know what kind of things you do to get out of that funk. Really, we get them, all of us, we get them. And I always think to myself when I feel like that without days like that, I wouldn't appreciate the days that I'm full of energy, where I'm productive and I'm content and I enjoy my life, living in tiny, pottering around the garden, whatever. But I really enjoy my days. All right, well, if you like these videos, make sure that you subscribe. Hit the like button. It's good for my channel. And if you subscribe, you will get notified whenever I publish a new video. And I'll see you in the next video. By the way, next video, we're going to look at Oreo, the cat, and all her splendor, the queen of the house. Thanks for watching. Bye.